All right, welcome back. We continue live right here at Pittsburgh CW. Bob Pompeani along with Ron Cook. And we'll take your calls at 412-575-2600. We have a lot of them on the line. So let's get them going. Bob in Indiana is up first tonight. Bob, what's up?
Hey, thanks for taking the call.
Sure.
You can answer a question for me. The other night, he had a play where Diaz got the ball and he's feeling around, can't find it. You know, he's too far in front. And then the last night, there was a play where Shaw was in front of the play, he's reaching back. Is there any rules that say they can't stand behind the play, playing in front of them, so that they're like watching the play instead of having everything behind them?
No, you can stand wherever you want. You just can't block past the
He went after the bunt was in front of the plate. Or the slow roller, his natural reaction was to go out and try to get the ball, and he just lost track of where the.
But he also lost track that he could still tag a guy, even though it's first place, and he doesn't have to just find the play. He got all confused, and that was a big play in that game. They had a beautiful bunt single to load the bases. They had a swinging bunt, which was that. They had a little flare after that. It was one of those nights.
You know, three balls that barely were hit at all, and you know what? When you're going bad, that's what happens.
Okay, the officials are conferring on something again. Look out. Let's go to Jim in Castle Shannon. What's up, Jim? How are you?
Hey, Bob. How you doing? Hey, Ron. How you doing?
I'm good.
That's good. Hey, guys, got the best sports show in the world. Got two things to say. Number one, I think Ben deserves the money he's getting for the 3 years he's going to play with them.
Totally.
And number two, the Pirates ain't going nowhere. Goodbye.
Okay. Well, I mean.
12-6 a little while ago. Now they're 12-10. Boy, things change in a hurry, don't they?
They really do.
Looking at a trip to L.A. too.
And the Dodgers were getting schooled by the Cubs once again tonight, so the Cubs are starting to get on. Remember how bad they started, and now all of a sudden they're catching fire. And watch out for St. Louis, because Ozuna's on fire, Goldschmidt's on fire, their offense is coming to life, and their pitching has been outstanding, including Jordan Hicks, who again tonight hit 104 on the gun as he
I don't know that I've ever seen 104.
He hit it three.
Chapman I've seen like 102, 103.
This guy 104. He blew away Christian Yelich with a chance for them to do some damage. I mean, he just blew him away.
Boy, they've come back to earth, haven't they? They
really
fast out of the gate. Not so fast right now.
Let's go to Tony in the Hill District. What's up, Tony? How are you?
Hey, Bob. Hi, Ron. How are y'all?
Good.
Good.
I was going to talk about the Pirates. I want to take a different turn. What did you guys see in the last 4 games of the Penguins? What mistakes did they make, and what can they change for next year to get back on track?
Well, to me, they just got sucked into a game plan they didn't want to play, and they got away from what they do. And when you play it, to me, when you're playing a team like the Islanders, which have Lou Lamoriello now involved with them, and you know how he does it, they're content with just packing it in and waiting. And Penguins, Ron, we talked about it on your radio show. They have to be patient. They have to not get caught up and get frustrated, and they did all of that.
Well, especially Letang. I think there could be changes. I know Jason Mackey has a story in the Post-Gazette that's online now saying that everybody in the organization but Sid, they're contemplating moving. I don't think Gensel or Murray, but even Malkin, which I don't think is going to happen, Letang, Kessel, they kind of just tuned the coach out. I wrote about it in the PG today. They tuned the coach out or just did whatever they wanted to do, and that can't happen. It's got to change, and I think there's going to be at least a major move. Probably Kessel is the obvious, but I won't be surprised if Letang goes. Yeah, I didn't like his answer to when he said about, are you going to change your game to be a little less risky?
He got very defensive.
And he got very defensive and basically said, I'm going to play the way I want to play.
Now, I do think
Mike Sullivan doesn't want to hear that.
If he would just listen to that, because he still is an enormous talent, which is why I don't want to necessarily move him. But if he's going to continue with that attitude, then you obviously have to consider a lot of things. And it'd be interesting to see what you can get for players of this magnitude, considering their contract status.
A lot of money, long years left.
There are, but there are teams certainly around the NHL who can utilize somebody who can be a star player right off the bat to come in. And Jim Rutherford are going to have a very busy offseason. I don't think there's any question, but it should be fun to watch. Let's go to Waylon in Washington. Waylon, what's up?
Hey, hi, Bob. How are you? Hi, Jane.
To Ron.
Ron, I beg your pardon.
That's all right. I've been called worse.
Well, hi, Ron.
Waylon, what are you doing?
Well, I'm hanging out. The thing is this, I said it before, no one wants to listen to me. But I really think that You know,
Really, we're out of time. We got to move on.
See you, man.
I gotta go.
It's been fun talking to you. Oh,
I
God.
can't wait. We only
I
have
wish
so
my
much
night was
time.
that much fun tonight.
Brian in North Huntington. Brian, how are you?
I'd like to talk about Artie Burns because that situation can't continue. What are they going to do with him? Are they going to package him up and try and trade him away? Because if he's going to stay, they make him a nickel back or a dime back, or because I can't see that situation continuing. Your thoughts?
I don't even know he's going to make the team. I mean, I don't think he fits into their plan. I don't know what you're going to get for him in a trade. I mean, he's just like, guy mentioned his name. I haven't even thought about him in a long time, Bob. Have you?
Because he's made
out of their plan.
Made it easy to forget him, and this is why they signed Steven Nelson. And like I said, I think Greedy Williams is the guy. If there's a defensive back available, they like him. They're going to go for as many guys as they can make contributions. They've brought in so many, Ron. This has been the one shortcoming of this team. All the draft picks over the years in the secondary who just have not panned out for whatever reason.
For as great as they are at wide receivers, not very good at cornerbacks.
We have a lot of people who don't like the term of the Ben Roethlisberger deal. $63 million to get over 2 years and not make the playoffs, says X24 Dean. Let me tell you something, though. If you're not going to pay him, you're in bad shape. It's bad enough you lost two of your best weapons, who I think were made mostly, especially Antonio Brown. Great talent, but without Roethlisberger. He'll find out what life is like if it doesn't go his way. You need a quarterback like this. The guy is coming off his best season. He's going to be highly motivated, and you have an offensive team that needs a guy who's going to be able to do that. I like what they've done. Who I don't feel good for right now is Mason Rudolph, because I think this is a guy who's going to follow the script of Jimmy Garoppolo, Ron. He's going to go through his entire first contract without probably playing one down.
Well, he should be so lucky to follow the path of Jimmy Garoppolo. He signed for like $27 million a year based on 5 games.
He played 5 games and won a lot. Mason Rudolph may not play at all.
Well, he may not even beat out Josh Dobbs for all we know. He didn't last year, right?
No,
one of those 2 picks was a bad pick. You didn't need 2 quarterbacks in back-to-back drafts when you still have Ben playing strong.
Yeah, but I mean, I think Mason Rudolph has a lot of talent. I think he's, chomping at the bit. Now, injuries happen. He may get a chance. And sometimes all it takes is 1 or 2 games, and you could flip that into a $70 million contract.
I want to be Garoppolo.
Yeah. All right, we got to take a break. We have Burton, Rostraver, Jim, and McMurray. We'll get to those calls. Overtime continues. It's 3-3, very late in the first overtime. Washington, Carolina, Game 7. We're back right after this.